Welcome. This is the right mental attitude for practicing healing. So, now that you understand more about the mechanics of Reiki practice, I want to share with you a very important element of being a healing practitioner. It's even more important than finding the perfect treatment table or the ideal music or the perfect space. It's cultivating the right mental attitude from which to practice healing, and it will take you from being a good healer to a great healer. So, let's explore what this means. First I want to talk about the importance of letting go. As I already mentioned in this course, you are going to learn many special techniques as well as hand positions. Plus, you've already learned some techniques at this point. So what I'm about to share applies to all of the techniques that you've learned so far and that you will continue to learn all the way through this course and right through Reiki levels 3A and 3B. It is very important that no matter what technique you are using, from sending Reiki into the future to adjusting someone's spine to giving them a healing attunement, that you let go and let God, Goddess, or Spirit, or the Divine, or the Universe do the healing work through you. You learned at the beginning of this course that we don't heal others. We are healing practitioners, and your Reiki client is the actual healer. We simply hold the space for another being to heal, and they decide how, when, and if they heal. This is still true regardless of all of the methods and techniques that we use to help support amazing outcomes. In order for these methods to be their absolutely most effective, we must set aside our egos and let go. Truly, the best healing work and the best life will happen when we let go and let God or Goddess. The most powerful thing we can do is to be at peace and let Reiki and the divine flow through us, with no attachment to outcome or need to direct the healing or energy. We do this while trusting completely that all that will occur is for the highest and greatest good of our client and ourselves and of all that exists. When we attempt to control the healing or the energy, even with the best of our intentions, it cannot match the power of simply allowing the God consciousness that directs the flow of life force energy in the practice of Reiki to do its thing. And in the end, our strong attachment to outcome and holding of intention can constrict the energy and limit the benefits. Now, the more techniques and methods that we gather, the more ways that we learn to seemingly manipulate the energy and the outcomes, the easier it is to lose sight of this extremely powerful truth and approach to healing work. This can make it easy to start to think of ourselves as healers, meaning someone who heals others. And while I sometimes refer to myself as a healer, what I really mean is that I'm a healing practitioner. The term healer is just more widely used and understood, but the distinction is very important. So I suggest that you approach all of the methods with a full attitude of detachment and letting go. The added benefit of taking this approach will also make it easier to follow your intuition and support your client as you are guided to do so. From here, then you can use all of the techniques that you feel inspired to use. All right, now let's talk about the value of positive expectations. So while it is important to let go and trust, it's also important to understand that there are no actual limits to Reiki and what it can heal. Knowing that and holding a positive expectation can be of tremendous benefit for your client. Holding a positive expectation differs vibrationally from holding a healing intention. A strict intention attempts to dictate the outcome and constrict healing. Now, this is not to be confused with the very basic intention that we state at the beginning of our Reiki sessions, or the specific healing intentions that we use to focus the Reiki, such as when activating a symbol or using a particular technique. Those intentions are meant to help support your focus as a practitioner and to support the client in their healing goals. In that case, you state the intention, put the energy out there, and let go. Instead, I'm referring to holding a strong, rigid healing intention, i.e., this is what must happen during this healing session for it to be considered successful. In contrast, a positive expectation offers a loving, high vibrational energy to the situation that opens the door to deep healing and even miracles. It creates possibilities as opposed to limits. It's like the difference between being a control freak and an optimist. So don't underestimate the power of your mental attitude in this work. It may seem like a subtle difference, but it's a powerful one. And if you feel your way through it, you'll discover the difference for yourself. You can offer amazing support just by holding the right thoughts and energies during Reiki. There's actually a tremendous benefit in infusing this work with love while holding trust in the process and the methods along with a positive expectation in your heart. In fact, Dr. Herbert Benson, a professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, found that belief or expectation in a good healing outcome on the part of the practitioner or doctor, plus the belief or expectation in a good healing outcome on the part of the client or patient, combined with the belief or expectation in a good healing outcome generated by the relationship of the two individuals, was an incredibly powerful healing force. He found this combination to be effective 70 to 80% of the time. Of course, you do want to make sure that you are not stepping outside of the scope of your practice. If you or your client is worried about a symptom, advise that they be evaluated by a medical professional. But if they are otherwise healthy or already under the care of a physician, you'd be surprised what your positive expectation may do for them. Now, never make promises about healing outcomes, of course. No one can or should do that, including doctors. It's more about the positive vibration that you'll be holding around your work with them. As long as you don't interfere with the medical treatment or make unreasonable promises about the outcome, then offer up your loving, positive energy freely. So now I want to discuss finding balance in your practice. So the best way to approach your Reiki practice is with complete presence and focus on the work. This means that you're not doing anything else. You're not thinking about what you're going to have for dinner or the TV show you saw last night or that you need to remember to call your sister. Instead, completely give your all to the process. Surrender to the joy of holding this space and sharing Reiki with this person so that they may heal. Have full and complete trust that their own body and spirit, God, Goddess, the divine knows exactly what to do. All the while, hold a loving, positive expectation in your heart. Now let go and get out of the way. Oh, but what a joy, honor, pleasure, and thrill it is to be part of the blessing that is healing. Perhaps you can start to see that it's always about maintaining a balance of doing and allowing as a healing practitioner. So, the doing part is getting your client all set up to receive their healing, being there for your client physically and emotionally if they need anything, being mentally and energetically present, connecting with Reiki in order to offer healing, using any symbols you're guided to use, utilizing any techniques you feel guided to use, holding a positive expectation. The allowing part is trusting completely in the process, trusting in the highest good and in spirit, God, Goddess, the divine, trusting in your client's ability to heal, trusting that there is nothing that is incapable of being healed, trusting that if you need to do something different, your intuition will let you know, and then getting out of the way and fully letting go of any attachment to the outcome. This balance is really pretty easy to achieve. Once you're connected with and flowing Reiki and become immersed in the healing energies, it's amazing the love and positivity that starts to bubble up in you. Learning how to let go while holding a positive expectation can be the difference between offering a good healing experience to your client and a great, even transformational healing experience to them. So finding this balance is well worth the effort. When you're working with techniques, you may even like to think of it as though you're offering up actions, sort of like a ritual, through which the spiritually guided life force energy is able to act through you and work with your client to create the best possible outcome. If finding this important balance between doing and letting go feels too challenging or oppositional for you at this point in time, that's okay as well. Follow along and practice what you can, knowing that you can return to any technique that you feel guided to use at any point in time. And if all you ever feel called to do is to lay your hands either on yourself or on your client, then that is perfect and more than enough too. It in no way makes you remedial and can even be a sign of being advanced. You have mastered the art of getting out of the way and letting Reiki flow. But if you feel called to learning all that you can about techniques as well as special hand positions, then I have many here for you to explore.